All right, good morning, folks. My name is Hitzemann, County Court Judge here in Hernando County. You folks are here for your first appearance. Purpose of the first appearance is so that you may be informed of the charges against you. I'll determine if there's probable cause for those charges. Probable cause simply means it's more likely than not that a crime has occurred, more likely than not that you're the person who committed that crime. Of course, as you stand before me this morning, I presume that you're innocent of these allegations. That presumption of innocence will stay with you through every stage of the proceedings, unless and until the state attorney's office is able to prove the allegations against you beyond and to the exclusion of a reasonable doubt. We'll set your conditions of pretrial release this morning. That is your bail or your bond. In most cases, you've had a bond set already pursuant to the bond schedule here in the 5th Judicial Circuit, or the warrant which led to your arrest. I'll determine if that bond should be raised or lowered or left the same, or whether there'll be additional conditions of pretrial release placed upon you. We'll let you know when your next court date will be, and if you'd like to have the services of the public defender, I'll gladly appoint the PD to represent you this morning. You do have a right to have contact with folks on the outside, family, friends, counsel. If you haven't had a chance to make that call, please let me know. We'll make sure that that happens. Finally, and most importantly, you're advised that you do have an absolute right to remain silent with regard to the facts which surround your arrest. I encourage you to do that. These proceedings are recorded. In addition, there is an assistant state attorney in the courtroom with me. If you say something that tends to incriminate you, they will use it against you in the prosecution down the road. I now need each and every one of you there at the jail to please raise your right hands and be sworn. Y'all solemnly swear affirm, tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth. Outstanding. When you hear your name called, please step forward to the podium. Angelique Oreto. Morning, young lady. What's your date of birth?
February 28, 2000.
You're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner, and he found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel, or would you like the public defender?
Public defender, please.
I'm going to appoint the public defender. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I am going to change your date. We'll send you back to see Judge Toner on November 22nd. Public defender will come see you before then, okay? Thank you. Sandra Paget. Ms. Paget, what's your date of birth?
October 20th, 1971.
Ms. Paget, I have two charges today, a battery and an assault, both being domestic in nature. There's probable cause for those charges. As to those charges, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like me to appoint the public defender?
Please appoint me one.
Appoint the PD. State any history.
Yes, John. Got expired deal more than 6 months, 2017. A withhold there. There's a withhold in 99 for a battery. Another withhold in 96 and 95, but there's a statistic doctor case files for the charge. She does have out of state as well, Your Honor. Just one moment. Looks like in 2005, there's an adjudication for malicious conduct by a prisoner, and then there was a probation violation in 2006. In 2005, charge. And then there's a felony larceny adjudication in 2005. There is a misdemeanor larceny adjudication in 2006, and an FTA in 2012. In 2013, there's adjudication for assault and battery. And I believe that is it, Your Honor.
Very good. Sandra, I have an address for you in Albury Avenue in Spring Hill. Is that where you're living?
Yes, sir.
How long have you been there?
I've been there for right at 4 years. I have stomach cancer and breast cancer.
Okay. You live with Mr. Heddleson?
Yes, sir.
All right. Do you have a job these days?
No, sir. I am disabled veteran.
All right, Sandra, I'm going to set your bond at $500 on each count. That's a total of $1,000. Condition of that bond is that while these charges are pending, you'll have no contact with Mr. Heddleson. No contact means no contact of any kind. You don't call, you don't write, you don't email, you don't text message. You don't contact him through any social media. Don't go where he lives, don't go where he works. You don't have any contact of any kind. Any way that you might imagine having contact, I forbid you to do that. If you have contact and we find out about it, your bonds can be revoked and you can be held without bond. until the charges are resolved. It means no contact even if he wants to contact. So if you answer your phone and hear his voice, you should hang up. If you're out and about and see him, you should turn around and run the other way. You need to understand that he cannot drop the charges against you. That's not a decision he gets to make. He may go to the state attorney's office and ask them to drop the charges. He may tell them he's not interested in pursuing this matter. But that decision belongs solely to the assistant state attorney handling your case. So unless that person or the judge on your case tells you the charges are dropped, you should assume they are not dropped and you should not have contact. In addition, I have to hold you today up until 4 p.m. so that if he wanted to serve you with a civil injunction for protection against domestic violence, we'd know where to find you. If you get the civil injunction, it's doubly important that you not have contact, because in that case, not only would you get your bond revoked here, but you'd get new charges for violating the injunction. As far as the address on Albury goes, as long as David stays there, you'll have to find somewhere else to stay until this case is resolved. You may go by one time to collect your things, your clothes, your toothbrush, whatever you need, wherever you plan to stay. To do that, however, you must contact the sheriff's office first. They would meet you there with a deputy who would stand by while you collected your things and got going where you're going. You're going to be back in court on November 20th. Very important that if you bond out, you go and see the public defender right away, all right?
Yes, sir.
Thank
Who
you.
would my
Go ahead.
public defender?
Well, you have to go to the office and find out, okay?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Amanda Blamakis.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning, young lady. What's your date of birth?
1688.
All right, Amanda, I've got a probable cause arrest for violation of probation. There is probable cause for the VOP. Looks like the case originated in Pinellas County. So we're going to hold you without bond. We'll notify Pinellas that you're here and ready to go. They have 5 days to come pick you up, Amanda. If they haven't picked you up in 5 days, they're going to bring you back to see me, and we'll figure out what's going on, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Arnie Collins. Or Mr. Collins, what's your date of birth?
8869.
Mr. Collins, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'm going to appoint the public defender. Bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I am going to change your date. We'll have you back in front of Judge Toner on the 22nd of November. Public defender will come see you before then, okay?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Glenwood Harrison. Morning, Mr. Harrison. What's your date of birth?
11893.
Mr. Harrison, you're here on a warrant that was signed by Judge Merritt. He found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you wish to represent yourself. You're going to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Represent myself.
The bond on that warrant is no bond. I can't change that. I'm going to change your date, however, to the 22nd of November, and you'll be back in front of Judge Toner, all right?
Did we get that mail?
Thank you.
Yes.
Charles Mernigan. Morning, sir. Date of birth?
9573.
Charles, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. He apparently failed to appear in his court on a charge of felony driving on a suspended license. Did you have a lawyer on that case, Charles?
I don't think so. I've never got one.
All right. Would you like the public defender?
Yes, I would.
Very good.
I was being held on that FCA.
I know. And now you're here,
Okay.
and we're going to have you back in court on Friday, and I just appointed you a lawyer.
All right.
Okay. The bond is $10,000. I'm not changing that. I appointed the public defender. You'll be back in court November 1st. Thank you. Christopher Owens.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, Mr. Owens. Date of birth?
9/22/79, sir.
All right, Christopher, this is a warrant that I signed. I found probable cause for violation of career offender reporting requirements, and it looks like we got private counsel.
Yes, Your Honor. His wife contacted me yesterday afternoon about this situation. He's been in the county consistently since his release approximately 5 years ago. He's been working, maintaining his residence. Apparently this was a temporary residence type of situation, maybe that don't understand it completely as far as why the violation occurred. He's been in contact with law enforcement and turned himself into the jail. So
Okay. Well, I think there was a lot of trouble getting in contact with him. Is how this got started. You gotta learn out, man. We'll get there. All right. It's only probable cause. So, all right. And is Christopher, you working these days?
Yes, sir. I work for DRS Landscaping and Tree Service, sir.
Okay. All right. And
his wife indicates he's been there about 8 months.
okay. All right. Well, I'll set the bond at $5,000. I will not order the GPS since it seems like you guys got a handle on this now. So, Chris, your bond is $5,000. You'll be back in court on the 26th of November. Very important that you stay in contact with Mr. Smith. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Very good.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott. Bruce Simon. Morning, Mr. Simon. Date of birth.
Good morning, 11:05:84.
Mr. Simon, you are here on a writ of bodily attachment. That means that a child support hearing officer and a circuit judge determined that you owe some child support. They set a cash purge of $1,400. Unfortunately, this all happened in Manatee County. I can't do anything about that cash purge. If you've got $1,400 or somebody can get it to the jail, they need to get out of jail. Go down to Manatee County and talk to the people at Child Support Enforcement. If you don't have that money, then we're going to let Manatee County know you're here. They'll have 5 days to come get you. If you're still here in 5, they'll bring you back to see me, and I'll find out what the holdup is, all right?
Should I pay you half of it now?
It's Manatee County's purge, unfortunately, Bruce, so you got to get the whole amount in order to get out of jail.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you. Linton Williams. Morning, sir. What's your date of birth?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Date of birth?
8/27/81.
There it is. Linton, you're here on a warrant signed by Judge Toner. You found probable cause for a violation of probation. As to that charge, you want to represent yourself. You want to hire private counsel. Would you like the public defender?
Public defender.
I'll appoint the PD. Bond on that warrant, Linton, is no bond. I can't change that. I will change your date to the 22nd of November. PD will come see you before that, okay? Thank you.
Yes.